Hi, this is TJR. I'm a musician and a music writer.
And this is Robert Kinsler, and I'm a music writer and a musician.
And so it's episode 3
Wow.
of our top 100 songs of all time.
Right, favorite songs.
Favorite songs.
Favorite
our top,
songs.
Yes. We are going to go over songs 11 through 15.
Right.
And in case this is your first time watching, we're going to each take turns. We each have our own different 11 through 15. And these are our personal top 100. Mm-hmm. No one else's.
That's right.
Not based on any historical significance.
Right.
That's all going out the window.
Yeah.
Just based on our gut instinct, what pops into our head first.
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of publications will say, these are the best songs. I go, I don't know how you say that. Like, somebody likes this Elvis Presley song, another one. I don't know if necessarily one song's better than another or not. But these are our personal favorites, ones that are, like, I think you said it best, are kind of a stream of consciousness. We just kind of, as these songs hop in our head, we're sticking them on like, God, that is a song I would have to have. If I had Forever on a Desert Island, I'm taking that song with me.
Exactly. So who's going to go first?
Do you want me to start out this time?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, why not? Hey, since I mentioned it.
Number 11, go ahead.
Okay, number 11 for me is No Light, No Light by Florence and the Machine. And this is an unbelievably great song. It was off Florence and the Machine's second album that came out in 2011, and that song was called Ceremonials. And probably I have a deep connection to this song. I heard Florence and the Machine perform I think it was the first time I saw them at Coachella, and it was such an amazing, I was just getting chills over my body. I went out and got the album, and I just love the song. Whenever I hear it, it transports me back to that cold field, because I remember they played late at night, and it was just, I was standing on the grass just immersed in their sound, and I Florence Welch just does an amazing vocal on this song, and I just love it.
Wow.
Great song.
I don't think I've heard this song.
You need to.
I probably do need to. I'm not that familiar with Florence and the Machine. I know you are, and you have really taken to their albums, and I should hear more. And with that, I will now talk about my track number 11, which is Spiral Architect by Black Sabbath. This song falls in the category of one of the most Black Sabbath-like songs that you would hear when you think about Black Sabbath. Instead of the dark, gloomy sound that you normally associate with them, this song has such a sense of positivity and uplifting of the spirit. And it opens with this very soft acoustic arpeggio, and then suddenly, there's this dun-dun, guitars, drums, bass, but also strings, horns, bum-bum, and it just like explodes. Yeah. And the lyrics are very, very positive and uplifting, and it makes me feel a sense of warmth and happiness every time I hear it, and it just lifts my spirit up.
Great.
In such a powerfully positive way. And so that is my number 11.
Wow.
And now I will turn the microphone to you.
Okay. No Cars Go. A great, great song. It's off Neon Bible, which was Arcade Fire's second album, and that was released in 2007. But actually, there was an earlier recording of it that was off their self-titled EP that I think was recorded way back in the summer of 2002. But it was such a great song. The band obviously revisited it, included it on their second album, and it's one of these songs, kind of like what you were just saying, this anthemic song that just sweeps you up, takes you away, makes you feel great, and just very uplifting. It's amazing live, but also that recording, notably the one from 2007, is just a great recording.
Wow, okay.
And I love that.
Once again, one that I've not heard.
Okay.
I'm not as familiar with Arcade Fire as you are.
Okay.
So another one that I'll have to go check out. And were you familiar with Spiral Architect by Black Sabbath?
I actually am not.
Okay.
I did not, so I need to check that one out as well. We definitely need to explore each other's favorite list. I know some of the songs are well known to both of us, but I need to listen to that Black Sabbath tune.
So let's go to song number 12. And I'm sure you know this one, and I'm sure most of our audience knows this one. My number 12 is Sleepwalking by Santo and Johnny. The classic.
I know that one.
50s instrumental piece. And what can I say? That song also I don't want very positive and uplifting. Really kind of moves me upward into the clouds. Really just kind of like, and actually maybe the right word to use, not positive and uplifting, but just very peaceful and calm inducing. Really just makes me just feel weightless. That track. It's such a powerful piece of music.
Yeah, interesting way to say it too. Feeling of weightlessness. I like that. Now we're moving on to 13. This is actually a song that you will know. This is Red Rain from Peter Gabriel.
Yes.
And this was the lead-off track off 1986's album, So. And, I just consider this an art rock masterpiece. It's potent. The vocals are incredible. And it's a very percussive structure. A lot of times I have this preference for, I call them Beatlesque material, but songs that are very tuneful with catchy verses and choruses are really great riffs. This is a song where it's kind of just the keyboards and there's a percussive feel, at least the way I hear it. But I just love it. It's very powerful, and another one of those songs where I've seen him do it live and made a connection with it. And then I also happen to really love the version that's on the album. So that's my number 13 track, and I love it.
So is a classic album. It has a lot of great classic hits, and that's certainly one of them.
It is
absolutely. Yeah. So this brings us now to
your 13.
My number 13. Thank you for helping me keep track here. Man, I'm just not with it today. My number 13 was an obvious choice for me after naming Sleepwalking. And this song is called Follow Your Bliss by the B-52s. It is not a well-known track by them. It is not a hit single by them. It's off their Cosmic Thing album. It's the closing song. But I will describe Follow Your Bliss in the following way. It is an instrumental like Sleepwalking. And to me, Follow Your Bliss was the 90s, I think that's when the album came out, the 90s equivalent of Sleepwalking.
Okay.
It has the same effect. It has that wonderfully beautiful, you're floating in the clouds kind of feeling to it. That blissful feeling, which is probably why it's called Follow Your Bliss. But definitely it is the Sleepwalking of the 90s.
And I have heard that album, but it's been many years. I need to re-listen to it and dig into it, especially after your description there, because that sounds great.
We could all use a little more peace and calm.
We definitely can.
And that song will do it for
today
you.
And every day, yeah.
Okay.
Now, my number 14 track is one that you may not know, and this is The Host of Seraphim. This is off Dead Can Dance's 1988 album. God, I can't believe this is 30 years ago. The Serpent's Egg. And this is, it features the amazing voice of Lisa Gerrard, and it's what I would describe as a neoclassical, dark wave song, and it just doesn't, it defies easy description. It's just haunting, it's beautiful, Dead Can Dance has another album coming out at the end of 2018. I'm very excited, but this is one of those things where I got it when I heard this. I mean, they've explored, kind of like Led Zeppelin, they've kind of explored Eastern music, but medieval music, Renaissance music, but this doesn't really fall into any easy category. What I would say to people, and I think you could probably stream it on YouTube or listen to it on Spotify or something, just close your eyes, listen to this song with a great sound system, and you will be blown out of the water just off. Lisa Gerrard did the soundtrack. She composed a soundtrack for Whale Rider, just to give an idea. So she does have some experience, doing movies and stuff. But this is just an amazing track, and it's called The Host of Seraphim. Just love this.
Okay, so once again, have never heard this. I don't believe I ever have, but I'm gonna need to check it out. And so that brings me now to my number 14, which I think you know, and I think everybody listening hopefully knows. Another 90s hit, and a big hit. Right Here, Right Now by Jesus Jones.
Oh yeah, know that song, definitely.
Off their album, I think their album was called Doubt. I think that's what it was called. I'm sorry, I'm not looking it up right now. But yeah, this particular track, once again, I have this theme going about positive and uplifting with these 5 songs here. This song also energizes the hell out of me. It's one of those tracks, just like I mentioned in one of our previous episodes, Ready to Go by Republica, is like drinking a Monster drink. And this song has a similar effect. It's like this it just jolts me with energy. And I can almost listen to it on infinite repeat over and over again, especially if I'm really worn out and beat. It'll like supercharge me.
Yeah, it really gets you amped up.
And it is a very positive, uplifting song. I know that it was, at least my understanding is that it was written as a reaction to the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Oh, interesting.
That's what I've heard, and I need to double check that. Once again, this is all before the internet when we could double check everything. I'm sure I could check it now, but at the time, I've always kind of gone with what I heard at the time, which was it was about a reaction to the fall of the Berlin Wall. This feeling that the world can change in a positive way, and we're witnessing it right here, right now, and it's just a very powerful, uplifting song. And so, yeah, that is my my track as far as
that's number 14.
Number 14. Thank you, Robert. You're keeping me on track here. I appreciate it.
Well, if all else fails, at least I can count. Let's hope.
Yeah, you can count better than me. That's for sure.
Yeah. Now I'm going to round out my contribution to this episode. Is number 15 for me is a super classic track. I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me on this one, and that is "Heroes" from David Bowie.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe this song was recorded more than 40 years ago. It was recorded,
holy cow!
I know, in the summer of 1977. And what you just selected with "Right Here, Right Now," what a great segue into "Heroes," because you talk about something that, even the lyrics, this is obviously anthemic. It's inspired. It's kind of like you might be down in the dumps, but hey, we can be heroes. I mean, it's just such an amazing song. It's actually, people might think like some of his more pop stuff is bigger and stuff, but after Rebel Rebel, apparently "Heroes" is like the most covered David Bowie song.
Wow.
That's what I read on Wikipedia, so let's hope that's the correct one. But all I can say is "Heroes" is a song, maybe I don't hear it a couple months, I come back to it and it gives me the same kind of exciting feeling listening to "Heroes" every time I hear it, especially if I've been away from it for a little bit. But it's just an amazing song for me, and it had to be on my top 100 favorite songs.
It's a great track, and it's just one of many great songs from David Bowie.
Heck, we could do 100 great songs from David Bowie.
Yeah, we could.
I mean, it's funny. You think of this as an early song, but according to Wikipedia, "Heroes" was actually his 12th studio album, which blows me away that he got started in the late 60s, and by 1977 he was recording his 12th album. Today, somebody takes 3 or 4 years. Not everybody, but it seems to take so long to get a new album from a rock artist, and that he was so prolific and doing songs this amazing, kind of like what the Beatles did or Elton John was doing or the Stone. I mean, it just fills you with awe, these many years later.
And now I've realized that David Bowie has not been on my list yet. I'm sure that's going to be remedied soon.
Yeah.
There's going to be some David Bowie coming up very soon on a future episode.
Good to hear.
By all means, yes, definitely. So now this brings me to my number 15. And I kept track of the number this time, Robert. I didn't need your help.
Okay, good.
So I'm so proud of myself.
You graduate.
This is my next one. And this is kind of a change because I've had all these kind of uplifting, peaceful songs. This is a song that fills me with a sense of melancholy and sadness, but in a really beautiful way. And that's "Blue" by the Jayhawks, which I know is a favorite band of yours.
Yeah, I love that song. Yeah.
And I have not been that much into the Jayhawks. You've really started to get me into the Jayhawks with Paging Mr. Prowse.
Right.
One of their previous albums.
Yeah, and that's a more recent album.
Yes, much more recent album.
Now "Blue," as I recall, I want to say it came off the album "Tomorrow the Green Grass." I love that album.
Yes.
And I will tell you that a song from that album will also be on my list, but I'm not going to say what song and what number.
Sure.
So but I will tell you, the Jayhawks, to me, there's been an explosion of the Americana music scene, whether it's international artists like First Aid Kit or whether it's domestic artists, But to me, the Jayhawks, along with the old 97s, I mean, there's other ones too, but I think the Jayhawks came out around the same time as Radiohead, and whereas Radiohead went into the art rock scene, the Jayhawks, to me, are responsible for a lot of the great, amazing Americana music that has subsequently come along since the early 90s. But I just love that. That's a great choice.
I would say that's a great observation you just made. And like I said, you've really helped introduce me more to the Jayhawks, get me a little bit more into them. But this song here, once again, it almost brings me to tears. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm not always sure why it does. I've pored over the lyrics, and there's that amazing section near the end where you've got two lead vocals going on at the same time. Each person is singing a completely different thing. There's one voice coming out of one speaker, another voice coming out of the other speaker. Some days I'll listen to the left side on that section. Sometimes I'll listen to the right side. You can't listen to both at the same time.
Yeah.
And apparently what happened is each one of them, and I don't know the band members' names, they had their own idea of what should be sung there, and they wouldn't compromise. So they each just sang it.
Yeah.
And then they just let them both play together.
That's great.
And what's amazing is it didn't sound like noise.
Yeah,
It worked.
exactly. Yeah. They're so talented with the harmonies, with the song structures, and just how innovative and original. I think it's the Jayhawks. Whereas their first album almost sounded like an old honky tonk album. Yeah, I mean, like it could have been something like, like from a different era. And we've talked about it before. The great artists move on and they define themselves and they establish their own identity, their own brand. The Jayhawks have done that, and they continue to record and just release these amazing albums. I mean, I wish they were better known. I wish more people knew about the Jayhawks. I mean, I know we've tried to do our small part, but I wish radio would embrace them more, and just what a great talent. I think they got to, because the Super Bowl was held in Minneapolis and that's where they're from, they got to perform a little bit like a pre-show, but as I recall, maybe it was pouring rain or something. I said, these poor guys can't get a break, but I'm glad we've discovered them, and I know other people, they have a passionate fan base. I know when I saw them at Stagecoach or something once, and I've seen them other places too, but boy, the fans are just so passionate and just love these guys.
That's good. That's good. So that rounds out our 11 through 15.
Yeah, a good list, I think.
Yep. And we will be back soon with our next 5. And in the meantime, if you're new here to us, be sure to click subscribe so you can check out our next episode of Top 100, along with everything else that we do here on the channel. And be sure to click notifications, which is that bell icon, so that you can be notified when new videos are released. And everybody else who has already subscribed, we can't thank you enough. We just appreciate everything you do, the subscribers, and how you share our videos. And just keep doing that. We just appreciate it very, very much. And be sure to comment on what you think of our lists this time around. And be sure to tell us what your 11 through 15 are. And I've been just enjoying reading other people's lists, the comments this gets, how other people are giving their next 5 on the list, and I think it's great to see these.
And some of the comments, I go, oh yeah, that is going to be on my list, one of my songs. So it's neat that a lot of us are tapping in. Everybody has their favorites. That's the fun thing about something like this. Nobody's wrong. I don't care what your favorite song is. If it's something that connects with you, then that's great.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
But anyways, be sure to share us your 11 through 15. We'll be back next time with 16 through 20.
Can't wait.
All right, looking forward to it. Take care, everybody.
See you later.
Bye-bye.